All right, Capricorn, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. We're going to start off with this monster deck here of Oracle cards, Moonology, Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell, Oracle cards. Forgot who did Moonology. Sorry. So then we're going to move on to the Santa Muerte deck for a more traditional spread. If I don't catch your wavelength or storyline on this one, go check other major placements. Use a lot of, I don't know, you might connect with something over there. Major placements are Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and anything you're excited about, just learned about. That's how I view it anyway. You know, if we're taking what works and leaving what doesn't, it'll either resonate with you or it won't, and you'll know, because you're the one. I love it because this is a collaborative process. I'm just going to babble here while I wait for some cards to come out of this deck. It's a collaborative process. It's a collaborative, intuitive process. So I'm pulling the cards, and if you were here with me, you'd pull the cards, but you're not. So I have to do it since you're just absent in this whole process. And then I'm intuiting what they mean, and then you're intuiting, you're figuring out, you know, how does this relate? Could this be part of the puzzle? Could this be a way of viewing this situation that I hadn't considered before? So even if it doesn't immediately announce to you, oh, yes, this is your reading, it might, you know, you might come up with a new way of seeing something in your life. But you're using your intuition to discern whether something's right for you or not right for you, or part of your story or not. Or not part of your story here. So, yeah, so I like it. It's collaborative. All right. Holy moly. You got a lot of Work Your Light cards and only one Moonology card. I like your Moonology card. The energy is gaining momentum. You still have a ways to go. See, those birds have a ways to go. And the moon is just like part way here. Oh, it matches my ring here. The moon is just part way here, but you're already underway. Something is already started, already underway. You got a ways to go, though, still with it, but you're on your way to a full moon. You're on your way to something coming to fruition, something coming into reality. The energy is gaining momentum. Waxing moon. I don't even know what to do with these. I like that. Okay. Well, we'll just take them like this and see what happens. The ever-unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Just something's happening here. Some changes are happening, and you need to open up to them. You're safe. This might be a difficult opening. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been like hunched over, and then you do like she's doing right here, this move, like a yoga move where you're like, and it kind of hurts sometimes. You're like, ow. Or you can start having anxiety if you're doing like a lot of chest opening yoga or something like that. It can trigger a sense of unsafety. You know, you're just doing yoga. You're perfectly safe, but it can trigger like a vulnerability of you know, your internal organs. You're starting to put them out there and get your shoulders out of the way. Oh man, that feels really good. But it could be triggering some anxiety as you open up, as you're cracking open, but everything is going to be okay, this is saying, and whatever difficulties you have, they're happening for you, to soften you, to prepare you for the next parts of your life, for what lies ahead. So, you know, if we can view things that happen to us as not necessarily tragedies, but preparations, you know, like I'm sure the table doesn't feel good as it's getting sanded, but it's part of this whole preparation and making it a beautiful, glorious table. You're gonna have to sand some stuff down, right? So it's happening for you, not to you. Sandpaper, that sounds really exciting. But it would definitely, if I were a table, I'd feel very vulnerable, getting sanded down, getting little dust particles worn away at me. I think I'd feel a little bit like worried about where we were going with this. But where we're going is we're getting you nice and smooth and ready to receive some new lacquer, and maybe we're even changing the whole finish of the table. Something is just going to look different, and that whole process is a little bit uncomfortable, but you're going through a process here. You do have guidance, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. I like this. So there is some sort of divine guidance here helping you. If that helps you with the sanding to understand that you are under the care of a master carpenter, you'll be just fine. They know what they're doing. Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle. I really like this one. You are surrounded by loving, wise energy that knows what it's doing and is helping you. So whatever might be feeling uncomfortable for you right now is for your greater good. And it is part of a process and part of a path to, sand you down so that you're ready for the lacquer when it's time, right? And then you have, I like this one for my Capricorns, take a break. Life's a work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Now, vacation, people, there's some debate about vacation. I hear people say, like, you should set your life up so that you don't need a vacation from it. But a vacation isn't just a break from work. It's also a break from monotony. It's also a break from what you see every day, what you do every day. And it also helps create openings for your mind to shift, for your mind to move. If you're going to be out of your routines for a little bit, then it creates a moment, opportunities for growth. So, but you might be feeling very uncomfortable with this ever-unfolding rose, taking a break. So you may be out of your comfort zone right now and really hating it, really hating being out of your comfort zone, but it's necessary, it's here to help you. And two, it might give you like a new perspective on something, even though it's very uncomfortable. But taking a break, resting, taking care of our bodies, taking care of our minds, allowing them to rest. Leap, you go first, the universe will catch you. We'll talk about being uncomfortable and feeling vulnerable. This is leap. You go first, the universe will catch you. You're like going to stage dive, and these people are all down here, and they're all going to catch you. Like you're stage diving. And then these people are all like, yeah. None of them are leaving. None of your guides, none of your helpers here are going to like clear the floor so that you fall, right? So you got to leap. You're doing a stage dive, and you're doing it right onto your Council of Light. I don't know how I got there, but it was fun in my head. Awakening, energy upgrades, a new way of being and integration. We have already covered this with all these other cards. You've got a new way of being. It feels very uncomfortable. It feels very risky, very uncomfortable for you. It's a break from your norm for sure, right? And then, but you've gotten help. Look, she's also stage diving, and they're going to carry her. Woo, woo, right? That trust you have in this crowd of revelers, in this crowd at the concert that's watching you play, that's helping you play, that's cheering you on from the pit here. And they're very excited to see you, and excited to see you doing what you're doing and taking these leaps. And man, they're going to talk, these guides, this Council of Light's going to talk about you taking this leap forever out of their comfort zone. Can you imagine Capricorn, like, getting out of their comfort zone like that, opening up, cracking themselves open, taking such a vulnerable risk, allowing us to catch them. You're the star here, and they want to catch you, and they want you to leap, and it's a whole new way of being, and it feels really weird to you. Really weird to you. But I just love this as your people down in the pit, ready to catch you. And they're going to talk about, I mean, can you imagine if you're down in the pit and like your favorite singer jumps and you get to catch them? How thrilling would that be? You talk about that for forever. And that's how these divine orchestration, these helpers in the subtle realms feel about you taking this risk, taking this leap way out of your comfort zone. They love it. They're going to talk about it amongst themselves for the rest of eternity, how you took that leap. Gosh, I really hope I'm not over talking. This is like trying a new type of cereal this week or something, but it's coming and feeling big and exciting. It does feel like a leap off the stage, a leap out of your comfort zone into something else. I mean, these two people riding this mosh pit. I love it. Okay, so we're gonna move on to our Santa Muerte tarot deck. That was really funny. I think I'm cracking myself up here. These are like paper dolls to me. And anyway, Okay, this could be a totally different storyline, but usually they're following the same thing. We'll see what we get with our more traditional spread here. Capricorn, here's your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Okay, your to-do list does have you taking a leap, but it's not quite as fun and exciting as the other one, but maybe it is. We'll see. Two of Pentacles in this recent past, never-ending negotiations. This is almost something that just is eternally going to have to be negotiated, and the sooner you realize that, the better off it'll be. You'll be, you know, just accepting something here. It needs constant negotiation, constant juggling of priorities, constant juggling. It's just the work-life balance that everybody has to juggle. Most everybody has to juggle, of just like, you can't mix the two. You can't bring the two together. They need to be sort of working, and each needs their attention in different ways. And you're just got to juggle some different priorities, negotiations between these priorities, a constant negotiation. When they're in sync, oh, they go far. It's great. It's awesome. When they're not in sync, that's a freaking disaster. But constant negotiations needing to be had here. Constant. It's like two people, though, you know. Well, we do have two people here. But two skeletons here. But it is like, if you're in a relationship with someone, it is constant negotiation. It is constantly figuring out what they want, what you want, what the middle ground is. That's the nature of being on a team and being part of a team is everyone's needs are being negotiated all the time. Well, ideally, unless you have someone who's very subservient, then their needs aren't ever going to get negotiated. And then in your current situation, you have Knight of Cups. Ooh, I think this is a bit of a leap here. But there's a lot of pain here, though. I don't like it. But this is a good card. We're going someplace good, but okay, yeah. The ever-unfolding rose, it's happening for you, not to you. There's a lot of pain here. We got a lot of pain coming up here. It's happening for you, okay? It's happening so that you can bring in a new beginning, really nice new beginning. We're ending up at the Ace of Pentacles, so let me just tell you where we're going here, because this is going to be really uncomfortable. I don't think you're going to like this reading very much, but this is where you're going. This is where you're going. They're going to catch you, but the whole process of getting there is, you've got a new beginning coming in here, but it's going to be really uncomfortable to get there. This is a good card. In your present situation, you have Knight of Cups. You have somebody with a message. This could be you, or this could be somebody else. Somebody whose heart is ready to go forward, but their mind is still looking at the past. And I think that's where we've got shit to deal with here. But their heart's ready to move forward. This is very uncomfortable. This is sort of a leap of heart, a leap of emotion. You're going to cross some sort of threshold, taking a leap here. You're crossing this threshold, and but you're looking back. You're looking back at something at the past. Your mind's not quite ready, but your heart is. There's a message here, or somebody's heart's ready to move forward, to take that leap, to go into the future, to go into the unknown. Somebody's ready to do that. With the heart, with this Two of Pentacles coming in as two people, this really does look like a bit of a relationship vibe, but it could also be, there's just a lot of relating going on here. And then in your inner landscape, your hopes, your fears, you're dealing with betrayal, with having felt, but you deal with betrayal on several levels here, okay? There's something... you're worried about being betrayed. You're worried about being buried. You're worried about being hurt. You're worried about somebody lying to you, withholding information from you. It's very concerning to you. It has you sort of sitting here. This is the classic what the fuck posture, right? That's what's worried. You're worried you're going to end up in the what the fuck posture. Like how they've been lying to me this whole time. They've been keeping secrets from you. You're worried about that. You're very worried that someone's tricking you or trying to do you wrong, do you dirty here. You're worried about that. That's what's, of course you are. Plus, you're opening up. You're starting to be vulnerable. Of course you're going to start like, okay, but are people going to hurt me like this? Am I going to get hurt? And it looks like there is, is the answer. But these people have your back. Maybe the rest of the pit's going to move out of the way, but these people have your back, your now broken back. But this is like I feel betrayed. I feel lied to. So this is all, you feel vulnerable. You're worried about it. I mean, that's what vulnerability is worried about being taken advantage of, worried about being lied to, trusting somebody. You trusted these people and here they buried you, right? But you trusted them. But that's just what's going on in your mind. You're very worried about that. You're very worried about the vulnerability that you're going to feel if you trust somebody again. You're being asked to do a lot of really vulnerable things and a new way of being. Man, Capricorn, if you haven't been vulnerable before and trusting before, this is going to feel really weird. It's a whole new way of being, and it's going to feel really uncomfortable, and it's going to have you very worried about betrayal. Because you've been betrayed. This is this 5 of Cups reversed. You're really thinking about a past hurt, a past wound here. You're not moving on from it very easily. You're looking back at it. Look, this mind is looking back at it. And here we have this mind looking back at it. So this card is typically one of going through a grief process and then moving on. But in the reverse like that, I definitely see you stuck in the grieving process, trapped in the grieving process, not able to move on. Your mind is supposed to be sort of sorting out what happened, sorting out your feelings, trying to understand them, trying to understand what happened. But you're not able to understand what happened. Maybe that's what's giving you the fear that you've been lied to or betrayed somehow, because you can't figure something's not adding up, something's not making sense. This can also just be not getting over the past. I think it was Scorpio. I was telling it the other day I was, as part of my job, I got to drive a Ferrari for a couple days, and the instructor was like, did you I bet your ex-husband never got to drive a Ferrari. And I was like, oh my God, I'm driving a Ferrari. Why are we bringing up my ex-husband? I want to think about him as little as possible, right? So that's a little bit of what this card reminds me of someone who's still thinking of their ex-husband. When you're an ex, you're free from this person. Let your mind be free too. And I've talked to several friends. They're still just talk about their exes all the time and spending several years and what they're doing and what they think and what they want. And it's just so strange to me, but I get it, because I'm sure I have strange hangups in my head too, where I'm not free, but just being free of the past in your mind. But here your heart's ready to move forward, but your mind is not free of the past. You may have thought you were free of the past, but you are not. You're still sort of feeling the hurt. And it's not that we free ourselves from the past. It's not that, I can't go back and get all that time and energy back, right? But what I can do is look forward and not have it continue to occupy my future too. And that's what this card is really about, is that moment when we're shifting from the grief of the past to, okay, and I'm going to carry this wound forward, but I'm going to carry as little of this wound possible so that it doesn't really affect the rest of my life quite that much, as if I'm still there. You're still in it. You're still here in what happened, in the sad, bad thing that happened. You're still a little bit there mentally, right? You're not mentally ready to move on. There could be more processing. I don't want to disagree process or say that it needs to take a certain amount of time, but there are choices that get made along the way. There are choices, right? So your grief process takes as long as it takes, but be looking for openings into your new future, not trying to stay there, right? You've been in this grief for a long time, in this mentality a long time. You've got wrinkled fingers, wrinkled toes. You're starting to get dehydrated. You're way past the time they said to stay in that hot tub. And then, but in your environment's not helping at all. Your environment is an environment of betrayal, is an environment of lies, being stabbed in the back. I was talking about your broken back here. You've been stabbed, you're stabbed in the back. There's some sort of submission, some sort of stabbing still going on. There's still some sort of fight still. Some sort of, you're possibly not over it because it's ongoing. It's ongoing here. Your environment, there is a betrayal here. No wonder you're all worried about betrayal and still in your feels about betrayal, and you're not over it, because there's some sort of betrayal actually happening here. It could be you. Maybe you're the one sitting on top. This always reminds me of a family that got together and then all of a sudden some sort of thing that happened back in 1984, like, comes forward and everybody starts fighting, and then someone gets a gun out and shoots somebody. Like, it's like it was Thanksgiving and now it's a murder. So it's sort of like that. That's the situation that I feel like it's in your environment. There's still a battle going on in your environment. There's still a storm. There's still a pitched battle. There's still stabbing in the back. There's still lies. There's still, there could be still difficult truths. Difficult truths coming out that are putting you back here in this place where you thought you'd left. They're bringing your mind, they're reminding you of something. They're reminding you to be careful. They're reminding you that you're not safe. You are safe, but there's something in your environment that's making you feel that you aren't, or making you feel too vulnerable. That it's a whole new way of being. I don't know, man. There's this, it's like a negotiation turned bad. Like this past negotiation is now like a murder trial, or is now a backstabbing, or yeah, it's like you guys got together to negotiate something else. And then instead of a negotiation, instead of yet again coming to an agreement, as we always do, something got really messed up here. But you know what your choice is? I love this, coming in with what I was talking about with this card, as far as leaving the past behind. And I don't mean to say like, just get over it, leave the past behind. We move forward with this grief, right? That's exactly what this card is. Yeah, he's got a boatload of this stabbed in the back. This is a lot of swords. There's a lot of truth coming out here. So this stabbed in the back, this is a boatload of stabbed in the backs. This guy betrayed. This is a boatload of people betrayed, stabbed in the back. But you know what you're doing? You're taking your stabbed in the back feelings, your wounds, and you're leaving. This is a bullshit land. Go someplace else. Yeah, you don't know where you're going. You don't know what the future holds. You don't know, but it's better than this. It's better. This is like what I was talking about with this. And I feel uncomfortable talking about my own personal story like that. But I also want to say, like, there's a reason for it. There's a reason, because you got to leave with your mind too. You can't just leave with your body. Your mind's got to leave too, going on. So this is a war-torn land. This has been an uncomfortable place for you, a difficult place. This is the devil you know. Leaving the devil you know for the devil you don't. How bad does that devil you know have to get before you leave it for, okay, there's a storm out on that open ocean. I'd far rather have that than what's back there, that thing. So it's a new way of being, and you're moving towards a new way of being. You're taking your wounded with you, but you're launching away from this old way of being, from this old way of doing business. It feels very uncomfortable. It feels very vulnerable. It almost feels like you're taking down, you could be taking down, like, we all need boundaries, but you could be taking down big boundaries and allowing yourself to be more vulnerable. But it's a whole new way of being. It's a whole, because where you've been doesn't work anymore. You don't like it. You don't like where you've been. You don't like maybe even who you've been. You don't like it, and you want someplace new. You're taking a leap. This is literally taking a leap, not literally, but you know, this is taking a leap of faith, right? He doesn't know where he's leaving. Both of these characters are just leaving someplace and hoping the universe is going to catch them. They are feeling very vulnerable, but here's your pit. They're going to catch you. They are. So you're going to take a big risk, leaving behind maybe a way of being, maybe a way of doing things, getting off your treadmill, finding a new way of being, a new way of doing things. You're leaving the past behind. You're mentally leaving the past behind. You may even be physically leaving the past behind. You're allowing a new way of being to come in here. Ace of Pentacles. Ta-da, this is where we're going. Ace of Pentacles, yay. A new beginning, new start in reality. In reality, it shows up physically. It shows up, all these changes, all these things show up as a new start, a new beginning in reality. This horse gets you there, to this new beginning. This horse is going to do it. Your mind's got to go through a bunch of shit. Your mind's got to think through some stuff, let go of some stuff, leave an old pattern, an old way of doing things. But this horse leaps forward into the future. Here's your future, a brand new beginning, a lush, promising, brand new beginning in reality, with something you spend your time on, with work, with It's a physical reality, this new beginning. So all of this stuff that your mind's going through, all of this processing that your mind's going through, it's gonna have you feeling really weird, but I think you're gonna like where you're going in the end. But the mind's got to do a bunch of processing and a bunch of figuring stuff out. The heart already knows where it wants to go and what it wants. But you got to stop some sort of pattern that you're stuck in. Could be this pattern of negotiations relating to somebody pattern that's got to stop, that you want to stop. You're ready for it to stop. You're ready to go off and start a new way of being, a new way of doing something in your life. This is leaving the past behind. This is needing to leave the past behind, but it's still being stuck in your head about it. You know, and I think this is about, what if I do leave that behind? What if I leave maybe a more defensive way of being behind? What if I leave that behind and I'm betrayed? And it's like, well, you're already being betrayed with the defenses up. So just take your wounded and leave. Mentally as well as physically. And then we have, oh yeah. Ooh, I love this one. This is perfect for you. The strength of you. Are you doubting your ability to heal or recover? This was all about healing and recovery. There is nothing that has fundamentally damaged your spirit, nor will, or your heart. No matter how broken those parts of you may feel at times, very fucking broken, very broken. They have only ever been broken to heal you stronger. It's happening for you, not to you. They have not been broken beyond repair and never will be. So, happening for you, not to you. It's happening to make you stronger, to make you better. Whatever space you're going through, moving through mentally or whatever in your life this week, it's happening to make you stronger, to help this new beginning come in, and to help you finally leave a space that you've been stuck in for a while. That's not healthy for you. All right, Capricorn, I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments. Best wishes on the journey this week. Just keep in mind, whatever leaps, whatever uncomfort, whatever leaps of faith, whatever discomfort you feel, these folks are here to catch you. They're with you. They're providing spiritual support, helping you land despite the scariness of the leap. Yay.